Because if you try any other method, you confuse yourself and you confuse others. So I'll give you an example. I love this example because, wallah, yani, it's almost like as if it comes off the production line and every Muslim's got it. Why is pig haram? Wallahi, actually, just today, I had a non-Muslim in the car and he asked me this question. Pig, why is it haram? I've heard the funniest thing from Muslims. Brother, eat al-Quran, Allah, it's haram because there's this worm in it, and no matter how much you cook it and how much you boil it, this worm, it's like a bacteria and you can never get rid of it. And Allah and this scientist and that. And wallahi, I'm just amazed with the things that Muslims say. My brothers and sisters, why is pig haram? Really, if you understood the very beginning of my talk, it's haram because who said so? Do I need to know why? You can, that's fine, it's no problem. But me, do I need to know why? Khalas, it's haram, Allah said it's haram. Habibi, He knows what I don't know. He knows what I don't know. So when Allah Azza wa Jal tells me to stay away from this, is that because Allah doesn't want me to have fun? Is that because Allah doesn't want me to enjoy myself? So when Allah tells me stay away from this, is that for my betterment or not? Is that for my success or not? So why am I staying away from it? Because it has a bacteria in it? Because it's pink and its tail is like that? Some brothers think it's because of the tail. And some brothers think because it looks like because it's smart and because when it fell on its face and that's why it's not. The funniest things I've heard, the funniest things. Is that why pig is haram, my brothers? Is that why we don't eat pig? You know what the problem is with these arguments? You know what the problem with these arguments is? Because unfortunately now science, this fitna that we call science, wallahi, it's a big fitna, man. Big fitna. Science and scientists are slowly replacing Allah and His Prophet. They're slowly replacing Allah and His Prophet in the eyes of many Muslims. The problem with these arguments is this. Is if I tell someone that look, pig is haram, it's prohibited because it has a bacteria, no matter how much you cook it and boil it and mabarshu, you can never get rid of it. If this brother says to me, mate, what if we can come up with a pig that we put together in the lab and we can guarantee you that there's no bacteria in it? Would you eat it? But you said we don't eat it because of the bacteria. Can I eat it if there's no bacteria in it? Habibi, if you take it to the lab or you take it to Jahannam, it's haram because Allah said it's haram. And that's where it ends. I have submitted completely to God, the Lord Almighty. He told me stay away from it, so I stay away from it. It's good, there's benefits, it tastes amazing, it's worms, dude, bacteria, doesn't matter to me. My Lord has told me stay away, I stay away. Why don't we eat it? Because Allah said so, and that's it. That's really where the conversation ends. Today, this guy that I had in the car with me, he said to me, like, how come you guys don't eat bacon, eh? I said to him, because my Lord has told me to stay away from it, so I stay away from it. He said to me, is that all? I said to him, yeah, that's all. I said to him, it's not cursed, it's not like some evil animal. It's an animal like all the other animals. It's a creation of Allah. In that sense, we love and in that sense that it's a creation of Allah, it worships Allah, and it has its role in the, it has its role. But Allah has told us to stay away from it. Wallahi, he said to me, is that all? I said, yeah, that's all. He said, man, some guy once told me that he did a sexual act in front of God, so God cursed it and did. Some Muslim, wallahi, some Muslim. Salam. Right? So that's it. It's haram because Allah said it's haram. And that's really where the conversation ends. That's really where and you need to understand, why do women cover up? Why? Because Allah said so. Why do you fast the month of Ramadan? No, because some scientists said that if you fast, it does this amazing thing to your body. And I'm sure there's a lot of amazing benefits through fasting. There's no denying, I'm sure there is. But we do what we do because Allah said so. Full stop. Full stop. Don't fall all over yourself trying to convince and come up with this amazing theory. You and I as Muslims, we do what we do because Allah said so, and we don't do what we don't do because Allah Azza wa Jal said so. He knows what I don't know. And my job as a Muslim, someone that has submitted completely to Allah, is to follow and to obey. And if I follow and I obey, whether people like it or not, you will find happiness and success in this world and in the hereafter. And you know what I find amazing, my brothers? You know what I find amazing? Is sometimes when you say this to people, nah brother, not me, I have to know. Again, this is a door of shaitan. That look brother, I have to know. Habibi anta, wallah, please, Allah da'alak, anta ya muhandis, sit down before you hurt yourself. When you accepted Allah in the beginning, you accepted Him to be the all-knowing, true or not? The all-seeing, the all-wise, the all-powerful. So when this Allah sends me something, He says to me, don't do it. I don't need to investigate after. You can, that's fine. There's no problem in you finding out the wisdom behind things. That's fine. But to question Allah, why did Allah, why? Why is Allah doing this? Why did Allah make this halal? Why did Allah make this haram? Habibi, anta, you and I, what position are you in to do that? What position are you in to do that? What position are we in? And this same, you know, and again, this is what I find interesting. This same brother, every single one of us, we submit to anything and everything else, except when it comes to the things I should be submitting to with my eyes closed. I'll give you an example. Wallahi, most of us, so that I don't fall in trouble, most of us here now, yeah, when you go to the doctor, does anyone question the doctor? Do you? You don't. Generally speaking, when you and I go to the doctor, you know and I know, hey, where he's from, where he's been, what he... You have no idea. Wallahi, you got no clue. You go to the doctor, but I don't know, I walked in, the guy's wearing a suit and a tie, he's sitting behind the table, and there was a certificate on the wall, bro. What else do you want from me? What else do you want, brother? I walked in, he was in a suit and a tie, he was sitting on a nice desk, he had a nice pen, and there's a certificate. Where the certificate is from, who signed it, does that university actually exist? You got no idea. Nor did you check it, nor did you do your background checks. How come you don't apply your logic here? Why do we pick and choose? Why is it when he came to my health, I went to the doctor, I sat down in front of him, I told him what was wrong with me, and then he scribbled something on a piece of paper. Have you ever seen a doctor's writing? Honestly, wallahi, have you ever seen it? For the life of me, you know, had there not been printed writing on, you would know what's the bottom and what's the top. You got no idea. It's a scribble. And he prescribes something to you, you have no idea what he's talking about. He's explaining it, but you're like, yeah. And you're doing whatever, you're doing your absolute best to not look like a fool in front of him. But you got no idea what he's on about, bro. And he's trying to tell you, and he's trying to... Then he writes a prescription, you take that prescription, and then as you're leaving and you're going to the pharmacy, wallahi, you're looking at this paper because you got no idea. But you're all right with it. You're all right with it. You're all right with it. But the guy's a doctor. Allah, you should have seen his tie. But he had cufflinks on. Not some chat button. He had cufflinks on. So you know the guy's got money. Then you take your prescription. As you're walking to the chemist, you're looking at the prescription and you're thinking, bro, what the hell's going on here, man? Then you walk into the pharmacy. Wallah, and the only guy that's better than the doctor for me is the pharmacist. Because you know and I know, the only thing that convinces you he's a pharmacist is what? Is the white shirt.